Hi, thanks for sticking around for the next episode. So, what to expect? They're coming to your office and they want to film a little soundbite and get a story and some interview questions for the news tonight. So, what do? First of all, prepare. Spend a little time on Googling and Google the story. Even though it might be breaking news that something happened in your industry and in your world, find out what other people are saying about it. There's always news that comes out almost immediately from other sources that talk about the story. Get some details. Pick out what you think is important and what you should know. Don't obsess about it, just get a general feel for what's going on. I like to focus on sound bites. So if all these different things are happening, for example, they covered me on a story where Target had 100 million credit cards stolen. So there, I Googled a little bit about that and I came up with a soundbite or two. So some of my sound bites are check your statement or, sign up for a credit service. It's easy and cheap and maybe even free to do. So I just found a couple little juicy bites that I could work in when they're asking me questions. So don't try to memorize a lot. Don't try to make a lot of notes. Just get a general sense of what the story's about and try to find a sound bite or two. Just short little punchy comments you can say about this breaking news. Keep in mind with the news, as much as it's informative, it's just as much entertainment. So if it's shocking or scary or amazing or interesting, focus on that angle. So when I do a story about children being hacked, well, that's pretty scary stuff. And I use phrases like parents need to know this and watch your child and things of that nature. If you're a CPA and you're doing one of the big new, tax code, hey, this can really impact you and this can really change how much your return has in it or whatever the case is. Look for the entertainment part of it. Now, when you get there, be sure to turn off all your sounds. Again, they can edit out noises and mistakes and things like that. But turn off your cell phone, your office phone, your Teams messaging, your volume on your computer, whatever you got to do. Just make sure there's no sound so you have as few interruptions as possible. Cameras love lighting. The more bright lights and lighting you have in the office, the better the picture comes out. So make sure you have plenty of lighting. And sounds crazy, but I see it all the time. Clean your office. Make sure there's not a lot of stuff behind you in the background. Make sure you look, your hair is combed and you look, presentable and things like that. So have all that together. Another big part of it is TV is very visual. Now, honestly, this is very hard for me to do in my world. I'm in IT and cybersecurity. There's only so many pictures you can show of a computer. So it's difficult for people like me to have visuals that apply to the story, because you have the auditory with the questions and answers. But what do they show on the TV? So there's a handful of things you can do there. I sometimes will Google images about that story. So the Target breach, I had a big Target logo up on one of my computer screens. You can do things like where you shoot the video. Maybe you meet the reporter at the place that the story takes a case. If you're an accountant, maybe you shoot it in front of an IRS office or in front of your office. You're a CPA office. It looks great to have your office in the background outside in the parking lot. Okay. If you're an attorney, maybe you have it with the big law library books all behind you. So think about the visual briefly, what you can do to make it more appealing. Also, I find a hot tip is because, again, our real purpose in doing this is to be seen as an expert and free advertising for the business. So I had a big poster made that has, computer services and my phone number and logo, and that's always in the background. So I'll have this big image in the background. So someone watching that, it doesn't look like a key point, but off you can see my company name. You can see our phone number, our website, things like that. So consider spending a few bucks and having one of those posters made. Also, if you have any company shirts or apparel, wear something with your company logo on it or name on it. It's all these little subliminal ways to get the message out, who you are and what you're doing. So these are all ways to prepare. It sounds like a lot, but again, they make this super easy and you'll be shocked how quick and smooth this goes and how much easier each story you do it becomes. So watch the next section. We'll talk about more about being an expert on the TV news.